Hello everyone, my name is Suvendu Das and today we are going to discuss about um, pleasure. I was reading a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and this book says there is a subject on this book called pleasure, and this subject just got me fascinated and how we generally people look at pleasure. For example, let's say a drug addict, he gets more pleasure in his life than a lot of normal people. But where does that get him to? It gets him to death, it gets him to poverty, it gets him to dissatisfaction, anxiety, emotional instability, and ultimately hell. Let's speak about an adulterer. Where does that get him to? He eventually loses his children, his wife, or maybe husband in that case. So you ultimately get into hell by seeking pleasure. You can take another example. Let's say somebody who only eats himself to obesity. I mean, he gets a lot more pleasure than a normal man, but he ends up losing his good health. So, so the point I want to make here is pleasure is a false god. It doesn't create happiness. It's not the cause of happiness. It's just the effect of happiness. The ideal way of looking at it is pursue happiness. And how do you pursue happiness? By doing the right stuff, by making sure the metrics are right, which is like, let's say, there are multiple ways. You cannot sort it into 2 minutes or 3 minutes video. It could be different things for different people, but seeking pleasure for the sake of it will only lead to debacle, will only lead to a place where you will be miserable. So make sure you are not striving for pleasure, you are not rushing for pleasure, you are looking for happiness, you are doing the other metrics right, so that leads to happiness, which will lead to pleasures. For example, if you take care of your exercise, if you take care of your meditation, if you take care of your career, if you take care of your relationships, if you take care of your health, that will eventually lead to happiness, which will not right away lead to happiness, which will lead to happiness over a period of months or a period of years, which will lead to happiness, and you will be in a pleasurable state. That's the entire idea of it. Pleasure is a false god. Do not fall for it.